Hey guys, welcome to Island 1. We're going to go ahead and start with attack. We're going to do 8 total of these. You're going to start them out at 3-0-0, and you're just going to line them up on the track as the boss comes down here. What we're ultimately going to be saving up for is going to be mob shredders. If you have the free dart monkey, you're going to go ahead and put him out, and then I am also going to put a sniper on the opposite side of the map to kind of put that out there as the boss throws out lava in hopes that it will go after one of the low tier towers. Once you get 8 of these, what we're going to do is we're going to start preparing for our first mob shredder. We kind of want to place it into all of the different lines where the boss is going to kind of loop back around on here. You can sell the back tack since they're no longer hitting the boss, and we're going to go ahead and create our first one. All of these mob shredders are going to be the same. They're going to be 0, 3, 2, and you can go ahead and mark it on close when you're creating these. You're going to create 5 total of these mob shredders. Just go ahead and sell the tax when you can, and then start spamming these mob shredders as well too on here. So sell the tax when you can. You're going to create 5 mob shredders and then mark these on close. You can mark them on smart wherever the boss is on here. This is going to maximize the most of our damage here. Honestly, if you continue this strategy, you'll probably get way farther than what I did on this. I did not want to keep doing mob shredders, so you'll see later on I'm going to switch my strategy up on here. But as you see, these mob shredders are super effective on here, so that's why we're going to go ahead and do that. Once we get 5 total of these mob shredders, we're going to we need to add a little bit more defense, so we're going to add a boomerang monkey, and it's going to be a 3-0-2, and that's just going to kind of help with the balloon cleanup on here as the balloons are coming down. And you're going to see where I'm going to place it in between kind of the 2 tracks as well. That's going to hit both tracks as it comes on here. So once you get 5 down, we're going to go ahead and throw our boomerang towards the back kind of by our hero, and it's going to be a 3-0-2, and then we're going to rotate back and we're going to continue with the mob shredders. We're going to create 4 more mob shredders. If the boss passes you, you can go ahead and sell some of the back mob shredders, and then we'll continue on here. So I'm going to place 4 more. And then once we place 4 of these, we are going to actually need more defense as well. So we're going to throw down a wizard to kind of help with the balloon cleanup. And that wizard's going to be a 0-3-2 on here. But while it's in this loop, create as many as you can on here because that's going to maximize our damage. So once we place our wizard here and we make it a 0-3-2, what we want to start creating is going to be an elite defender. And we're going to want to make our elite defender on strong once we do create this as well too on here. So we'll throw down another sniper here, and our elite defender is going to be a 2-0-5 on here, marked on strong. If you need to sell the back mob shredders as it's passing, go ahead and do that because our elite defender is going to be our main defense here. And then once we get our elite defender, we're going to kind of rotate back to the mob shredders on here as the boss comes around, and then it's going to go all the way through this loop as well too as we're placing these on here for the mob shredders. The other thing while I'm placing these mob shredders, I am going to need a little bit more defense, so you are going to see me place an additional wizard monkey on here. It's going to be the same cross path. It's going to be a 0-3-2 just to kind of help with the balloon cleanup, but you really don't want to place that until the balloons start coming down heavily on here so you can continue spamming these mob shredders. Honestly, the mob shredders are super effective strategy on this boss, and if you want to continue microing, you can definitely continue this mob shredder strategy, honestly, most of the way on here. I did not want to do that. I didn't want to do too much micro, so you will see where I'm going to go ahead and switch my strategy up on here of how I finish this boss. I ran this a couple times, and even using the MAD is a good option, and I think you can even do a Paragon if you wanted to, but you necessarily don't have to. You can just do a bunch of different low tiers on here, like similar like this, and it's going to get you a solid score each time. So I'm just going to continue spamming these mob shredders, especially put them around the little loop on here. It's going to maximize the damage as it goes around that loop. So that's a perfect opportunity to go ahead and put as many mob shredders in that particular corner. As you saw there, that's when I put that other wizard there just to kind of help with added defense. But here you just kind of want to put them in every area possible on the mob shredders here because it is really going to take a lot of hits off of the boss as well too on here. So After I start continuing spamming these, the next kind of T5 that we're going to create is going to be another sniper. Actually, it's going to be top path, and we're going to make it a 502 on there, and we're going to mark that one on strong. And then we're also going to end up switching our strategy instead of doing the mob shredders, because like I said, I didn't want to micro too much, and the other ones with the helicopters are going to be way easier on here. So I am, as you're going to see here in a few, go ahead and place out my first plane or my first helicopter first, with all of the mobs coming down on here, but we're not going to start that strategy just yet. So when I do place my helicopter, it's going to be a 204 on here, but before then, what you want to do is, like I said, keep spamming the mob shredders, because it's in a great spot here to do that on here. So once you filled that up, go ahead and grab yourself a helicopter, and you're going to make it a 204 on here. And that's just going to kind of help with the balloon cleanup and stuff. But honestly, that's going to be our switched strategy after we create our other T5 sniper on here. So for our T5 sniper, make sure you mark it on strong, and you're going to make it a 502 on here. And that's going to kind of help maximize the damage on here. As the boss passes, you can go ahead and sell the spike factories as well too on here. I did throw down that village just to kind of help with camo detection, since I don't have a lot apart from the 2 wizards. So once you go ahead and sell all of your spikes on here, make sure you create your T5 sniper first, and then you can continue this mob shredder strategy kind of around here. And honestly, even through the rest of the map, if you do the mob shredders, you honestly are probably going to get a lot higher score on here, especially as it goes in the loop and everything. So if you continue that, that is going to maximize probably way higher than what I got, but I did not want to do that. Another good option would be tax. You can use the tax as well too. Those are going to be a good option. But since I am lazy and I just wanted a decent score, you can actually rotate from these mob shredders if you don't want to continuously do this and resell everything. I'm going to rotate to helicopters. All of them are going to be similar as I've played this boss before, and all of them are going to be like our first helicopter that we placed here. It's going to be 204s on here, and then continuing to spam those once I get to this end point here on here, just because I don't want to sell them and then keep rebuilding and recreating on here. There is a ton of different strategies that you can do with this. Honestly, like I said, I think you can create a paragon if you want on here. If you're just looking for a solid score, this is going to be good on here. Like I said, the helicopters are even just a good option. If you want to continue on with the mob shredders, like I said, you'll probably get way higher than I did, because I'm already at 56 here. When I switched over to the helicopters, it's still going to be a good defense point on here. So the rest of the video, all I'm going to be doing is just spamming these helicopters 0 or 204s throughout the whole entire map on there. But you could honestly switch out and do a map. You can continue on with the mob shredders. If you're doing tax, you can do tax. There's so many different options on this first boss here, and it's a fairly easy boss, and you can get an easy score on here. This is going to get you over 70 on here, but drop a comment if you did a different strategy on here. I will see you on Island 2. If you want to see a different strategy, I can create another video for you guys. Just let me know. But as always, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you on Island 2 very shortly. Bye, guys.